waiting to see when this actually goes live, because it'll take a couple of moments. And then when I see myself, I go... Come on, YouTube. There we go. G'day, everybody. And welcome back for some more Conan, with hopefully everything working now. This time on YouTube directly. For a variety of reasons. But it is all working. Yay! Now there is a downside to this, which is I don't have a means to select random names to pick as thralls. So I'll have to figure out a new way of doing that. / set up the bot to work in YouTube as well.
Yeah, well, not like Discord would have had that feature, but...
No, I had thought about that with regard to Discord, but I hadn't thought about it with regard to YouTube until now. So, Ev's with me, as usual. I haven't really thought about what I wanted to achieve today, all that much.
Yeah, me neither.
This is a sign about Twitch drops, but we're not on Twitch. So for those wondering, there are a couple of unfortunate reasons why this isn't on Twitch today. That is community server content in general. And this isn't just a me thing, this is more broadly an issue of that sort of thing. It doesn't do so well on Twitch. And the more my average concurrent views are maintained on Twitch, the better my chances of getting things like sponsorships and stuff like that. So I had to decide what was going to be the best option there. And I think the best option is to continue playing it, because I want to keep playing it, but do it in such a way that I don't need to worry about things like that. We have performers. And the guy with a big headdress. And skull. It's quite a pretty pub. Well, this is very nicely decorated. Yeah. You have an echo? I'm not sure how you'd have an echo. Weird. Also, I appear to have walked into a storage area. Who is that? Ah. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. Dang door. Yeah, that's a very cool design. I am definitely not going to achieve that level of design here. Alright, what was I doing? I was just wandering around the town. Nev, was there anything you'd run into that you thought we might need to do today, resource-wise or unlocking things-wise?
Not really.
Foolish Dreams Smithy. Well, mannequin. Okay. So we don't have mannequins? Just have people dressed up to carry the stuff. I do like that there are a few more shops popping up around the town. That's very cool. Oh, I think I just walked into someone's house.
And we talked about the mannequin stuff on Discord the other day. Apparently there's armor stands that are microtransaction only. So
right.
That's a solution. Just use a person.
Yep.
And pay them incredibly poorly.
Interesting. I love the feeling as you get to the outskirts of town, how it just kind of goes to, yep, you are now in the boondocks. You're in no man's land now. It's just kind of, yep, you're out here. Redeem anniversary 2025 in the bazaar for free stuff. Okay. I'm guessing these big statues are from like the Grecian pack? Wow. Do you know why someone would have built this? Anyone in chat know? This long line of foundations.
Yeah, I spotted that the other day. I have no idea what it's for.
Yeah. Just kind of comes out of nowhere. Oh, I imagine... Do you move faster along blocks than you do along the ground? I didn't think you did in this. That's Pahovkov's attempt at making a road. Ah. Proposed road extensions? Maybe. Maybe. Any friends to make over here? While I'm looking at it.
Come into the light, shine, shadow.
Guess we don't need the tanner either. There we go. Anyone in a cage? No, there's no cage here, is there?
No, this baby camp doesn't have a cage.
Yeah. Oh. Some cheap XP. I am going to have to do some XP grinding at some point, aren't I? To get to level 50? Is it for most some of the unlocks that's still that high?
Yeah, all levels, well, all levels up to 60 have some degree of unlock.
Yeah, alright, 60. Only die, your active followers gain passive health regen when not engaged in combat. Battle prowess and have their health restored when you deal damage in combat. Damage or health regen when out of combat? I don't know which of those. Which would you normally pick?
On the first thought, in combat feels more useful, but I'm not sure how strong it actually is.
Yeah. It feels like that's when you want them to gain extra health, but because you can give them food to gain health out of combat. Yeah, whatever, we'll pick it. I don't think it really matters that much. It's one time and per character. It's like an active... Oh, is it an active buff? I assumed it was a passive buff. Ah.
I think he was commenting on the bazaar stuff.
Oh, right. Just having a bit of a wander around town. The,
Can't really tell what changes from week to week anymore.
Yeah, it's... there are some bits where I recognize it's that more details have been added, and there are other bits where I'm like, I remember this being detailed, so I don't really know what's changed. I mean, this feels different. This is a more casual bar setting, which I kind of like. I'm surprised no one's taken over too many of the shops yet. Like, we've got a nice shop going here with all the... Oh, that's cool. With all the figurines.
There's
that-
also a small pottery shop over here which looks
yeah.
like it fits well in here.
Yeah. That's really nicely done. Ceramics and things. Yeah, that was a good idea doing ceramics. Also, if you see a cool shop design, I don't think there's too much harm in doing a similar one in a different area of the market, like taking over another bit and putting some in. Because there are obviously going to be certain shop designs that work the best, like the pottery is a great idea, and this figurine one. This figurine one feels like a modern marketplace.
Yeah. Those two are about the only ones that actually moved into the market, it seems.
Zeke, what do you mean blow the horn? What horn?
Maybe this one.
Oh. That one. Wah. Yeah, well, I figured the tents might be a bit slow to fill because people are still working on filling their own houses and their own main shop fronts out. Hearing doom music. Well. Well, this fits with the doom music.
The floating people?
Yeah. Yeah, the floating people fit. Oh man, seeing this properly in the daylight, because I keep seeing the ship during the nighttime instead. It's done really well. I'm really impressed by the abilities of everyone in this community and the stuff you guys managed to build. It puts my efforts to shame repeatedly. Oh. Oh, what does it say? Rooms to rent, 2nd floor. Another pub. So these are all same sort of walls. Yeah.
This flotsam design that makes this ship type look, that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Some builds.
Definitely works for a lot of the ideas that typically float around for pubs and stuff. Oh, this has gotten some more fancy upgrades since I was here last week.
Yeah, that's an unpaid intern place.
Yeah.
Looked very different last time. This lot is still unclaimed.
And is
More or
a
less.
blank named unconscious?
I don't think you get names when they are locked out.
Okay. Couldn't remember whether I'd seen
belongs
one.
to Redfink, but
Yeah, I think Ratfink said that they'd use it and they were like, ran out of time and been unable to actually do anything on it.
I mean, I think the campfire and the bedroll were here last week. So, if someone wants a lot and this hasn't been built in the next couple of days, feel free to claim it.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know if anyone's mentioned it yet, but there's a mod on the server that lets you have one style of wall on the outside of a wall and a different style on the inside. Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, because a lot of the walls
Do we actually build two pieces?
have very different
change.
Well, a lot of them have different physical shapes too.
Yeah, it's not just texture. Not as evil, it's just the texture.
Hmm. But it'd be good for like turning the stone on the outside to say wood on the inside. Yeah, Yarden was just saying we have that mod. Just neither of us have any idea how it works.
Or maybe you actually place 2 walls
Maybe.
that offset slightly.
That would make more sense. Cool. Oh, wait. Now, here we go. The guys are building the bridge across the road over here. So we get kind of a town entryway.
Oh, you mean the thing Eisen and Russ were planning?
Yeah. Yeah, they've started working on it with the full support structures. Now, this is an example of where the beams really work to give that sense of true support under it.
Yeah, this looks like a good bridge.
Hmm. Retro fashions. Ah, so these are the mannequins.
Yeah. But you have to buy them.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't. Well, I suppose they could probably place them for other people,
Yeah.
but you
But can you not
can't
interact
give
with
to them.
I wonder if you can interact with them properly if you don't own them, because then we should someone should probably set that person should probably who is this? This is Retro Rocket should probably set up a mannequin store. Sell mannequins to everyone.
Well, it seems like I can put my armor on the mannequins.
Okay.
I don't own them. because
Might
they
just
are
get rid of these blocks because
microtransaction
those
stuff.
shouldn't be there.
Sometimes there's a sign on them to remind me to remove them.
Oh, because the person placed them and now they can't get rid of them.
Yeah, if they place them on the road.
Yeah.
Who's this person? This stuff hasn't moved in a while either.
Yeah, Maledictio's stuff.
Well, that's on the outskirts, so not so bad.
Well, let's go club a couple of these guys while I think about what I want to build. Are there any people we kind of want?
I would have to think about that. Definitely if we see a good entertainer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What else are we missing? Well, if there's anything tier 4, we should take a look anyway.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Retro Rockets says, yeah, I can do that. Fiery fighter to fiery fighter. Yeah, stuck on the gazelle thing.
Come, Shadow.
What are you, carpenter? Ah, oi.
In the
Oh,
tavern, you can only hire fighters, I think.
A cook level 3, don't need them. Archer level 3. Jeez, I'm getting a lot of kill shots on these guys. Jailer. You need to die. Cannibal Brute.
Anyone in this cage? Yeah. What are you?
Bone broth. I'll take that.
Archers 3. Yeah.
Oh,
I can go 3.
I guess we've got an archer. An extra archer. Probably be good to have a few guards around the thing just for style anyway. You've all saying you can hire any profession. But we'd only seen fighters when we went in there. Maybe the others are more rare?
Perhaps.
Dafari Witch Doctor? Can we capture this Witch Doctor?
Possibly.
They say they're an alchemist.
I will feast upon
Ow.
you.
We do have an alchemist, but we could capture it.
Oh.
It's unconscious. Yes, I guess it was a she. Do I have bindings? Do you have bindings?
I do. Oh, I probably shouldn't grab it yet. Anyone else? Anyone else? There we go.
I will feast upon you.
Ow. Ow. I got stun locked. I'll be back shortly. I was literally holding down control the whole time he kept smacking my head in. Trying to block. I was stun locked. Also, I'm invisible. Oh, no, I'm back now.
Yeah, they can sometimes be a bit annoying when you get into a bad combo. Sometimes you can dodge roll out of it, but sometimes
I
they
probably should've
just
tried
get
that.
you badly.
Yeah. I should have tried more than block. It's just this is the problem with so much of the combat being really easy. Is that I forget that I actually have to be thinking about combat a bit more some of the time. I get into bad habits basically.
Maybe we should go to some harder combat places.
Yeah, the same thing happened in Valheim. Like,
This is basically still the beginner area, even if this particular camp is a bit bigger.
yeah.
If I do a charged attack, I basically one-hit the enemies in here, so...
So I'll get... Yeah. I was two-hitting them with every single... With my axe strikes. Wait, this side? Right, let's go grab that lady.
It wasn't even a jailer, it was one of the brutes, which is a tier 4 fighter, so it's not so bad. It's like the best they have.
Oh, is that what the brutes are? I was wondering that. Where did I leave her?
Oh, I
anyone-
grabbed the bitch.
Oh, you grabbed her? Okay. I did see you had your bindings out, but I wasn't sure if it was actually... because you had them or not. Ow. Huzzah!
Oh, I go to the great feast.
Yes, you do. You go to the Great Feast. Now, what do I need to do? Jesus. After all that, no level up. So Nev, we might need to go somewhere just to get me levels, because I do have... Oh, I've probably got enough points. I guess I'll wait till I run into something that needs a level, and then we can go grind at that point.
Well, decent way to get levels is resource grinding, but it's of course also the
Yeah.
most engaging.
I'd rather go kill some things.
Then I guess we could go do a dungeon and somehow sneak away so we are not piling on everything.
Let's I might start trying to lay out a bit of a town hall frontage here. Can we move our wheel of friendship easily?
Would have been easier before I put the witch doctor in.
Okay. So she needs to stay in there for a little bit. That's okay.
Wonder if we can use the move function. Violet. Oh, it doesn't have the move function. Yeah, we will have to delay that a tiny
Okay,
bit.
that's alright.
But we
That's why I
have
was asking.
what's it called? We have a what is it called? Overseer here that speeds up the befriending.
Yeah. Befriending.
If we need more room, I could also work on moving the storage a bit, although that's going to be a bit annoying.
Nah, don't worry about that. Alright. Let's get some stone and wood. After I just put some
It
wood
will be done
away.
far sooner than an hour. It already has like 20%.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast with
Yep.
overseer attached.
All good.
And I keep noticing how much more delay YouTube has compared to Twitch.
Yes. Does have that issue. Has some nice aspects to it. Like, each platform has their advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so if that's there, I probably want to make sure that the town hall frontage doesn't have to be too far back, and it can be asymmetrical compared to this. It just needs a part of it that's kind of grand that sits in front. I'll have a think about what sort of shape that's going to look like. You need to move.
Take these guys out of the way.
Okay, thank you. I was about to do that, but you were much quicker. What I think I'll do is I'll rough it out in sandstone and then we can upgrade bits of it. So I think this is the quickest way for me to build a vague shape and then see what's going to work. Because so many of the other building parts require such heavy materials that it just takes so much time. Those of you who build lots of stuff, do you tend to rough it out and sketch it out in something cheaper like this, or do you just go straight for the final material? Like, which way would you normally do it, Nev?
I would probably go final directly.
Okay.
But I would probably spend ages before thinking about it.
Ah. Yep.
I do have a notepad around here where I have drawn shapes before and stuff, so
Yep. You're more organized.
I'm more of a planner than a builder and rebuilder.
Yeah. Because I'm a, let's see how it looks. Nope. Let's see how it looks. Nope. Let's see how it looks. Nope. Or at least that's how it's been going in my Space Engineers builds with Shaq. Oh, I need to take that design into creative mode and just butcher it to see what I can do with it, because it is terrible.
I wonder if that's why I'm so bad at Space Engineers builds, because I need more three-dimensional planning, and that's not so easy.
Yeah.
While when I'm planning like a plan for a house or something in Ark or Conan or whatever, that's...
It's a bit more of a familiar shape too.
Yeah, the basis is also two-dimensional. You start with like the ground floor and you can imagine how the walls and the ceiling look.
Yeah.
While when you build in Space Engineers, you need a lot more three-dimensional design to it for it to look good. At least that's my experience.
Yeah. I would agree. Sandstone and wood and then final. Depends on how much of a complete idea I have. Yeah, Vox, that's also a good point. Like, the more complete your initial idea, the easier it is to probably just go straight to the final thing. I guess the other thing is some of the shapes aren't available in the basic blocks either. Okay, so the double door frame is going to look like that, which is not ideal.
Well, are these door frames?
No.
Those are pillars.
Pillars. I was just trying to see what options I have for a large doorway. I think I'll probably go something like this one. Whatever the equivalent of that is. Because I can always put a few of these next to each other. Because I'm using odd symmetry, I think I can't use the 2 wide doors. Because they don't go where I want them, obviously.
Yeah, the snapping system is a bit limited in Conan in particular. You can make these... You basically made an odd 2 wide space here, right? But you can't use it.
No. And I'll probably, for the final thing, I'll probably need to actually move these pillars offset like I've done in the past, like with our first building. How I ripped up the foundations and I placed them down. And got them to effectively be at the spot I wanted them to be in.
You can build pillars onto the edges or the corners
How do you do that?
if you want to. Let me get some stone.
Because I've only ever done it this way.
You place them manually. You also have sent us a different height. It's not always desirable.
Oh, I don't think this is going to let me place this anyway.
Where is my hammer?
Use stairs to offset.
Yeah, there's like multiple steps to it. Put a ceiling on it first. Where's the stairs?
Okay, so stairs off, offset it to the back of that block, but still in the middle.
Alright, I have a block.
So how do you get it to the corner?
Well, you basically continue from there.
Oh, do you then...
You take these off
Okay.
and put a ceiling on there.
Oh, and then you put a stair down, and then you put the thing at the back of the stair. Yep.
And now I have to find the right spot. And oh, it's on the corner.
Okay.
That's with several steps.
Okay, so let's see if I can figure out how to deal with one of these lattices. So that's the other... That's... Where is the lattice again? I can't remember which thing it's under. Sockets and stability. Pillar only. So if I put that there, and then we go sandstone pillar. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now I can snap this anywhere in the block.
Ah, you put a lattice on the ground, and that also gives all the snap points.
Yep.
That's a lot easier.
Agreed. Not sure if I want to have...
I can't even see the lattice. Did you take
No,
it
it's
out, or
invisible.
did it just vanish.
It's invisible. Yeah, it's a bit weird that it's invisible, but I guess it's intentional. Because it is meant to be just for creating decorative stuff. That's otherwise not allowed.
Yeah, there's also invisible pillars, but you still run into them, which annoyed me.
Ah,
I was hoping I could make a fancy roof without being obstructed at some point, but
yeah.
what's the
It's good
point
to know
of
the vanilla-
invisible pillars if you can still run into them?
Yeah, it does feel a bit strange. Oh, Vox, I'm glad this is useful then. Not just for me. Oh, that is a nice thing about streaming on YouTube that I do kind of miss. I don't need to repeat everything that's said in chat. Although I probably should still do that to an extent. It's probably nice for people just listening who don't have chat up. You can just reply to stuff.
Because YouTube does keep chat, right? Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, Twitch keeps its own chat on its own platform. I can't transfer that chat to YouTube in any sensible form. I tried a couple of things and it just didn't work.
I guess no one made a tool yet.
To, like, well, I don't even know how you would do it. Like, do you do it as subtitles as a particular language? That was my thought, but there wasn't an easy way to take the stuff from Twitch and make it its own custom language. Yeah, angled door frame, eh? Okay. What is a long wall extension? What is this used for? Weird. Long wall is for 45-degree parts. Oh! Yes! For the Pythagorean bits. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, that's not good. We can't have that. I've got to go the right way. Yeah. Oops. There we go. I thought I'd do this kind of like a Hollywood facade first, and we can deal with the back part of the building later. It's like, I also feel like it needs to be tall enough that when you're standing in front of the tree, you can see it. Which it is very much not right now. Oh, it should be tall. Actually, no. When I do the same height above it, the floor on top, it should be visible.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it gets another floor and then some ceiling decoration or roof decorations.
Yeah, it'll work. Alright, let's... I'm gonna deal with windows later. And I'm just going to try and place out walls instead. Town still needs a name. There was a suggestion that I kind of liked. That we might need to just do a bit more of a play on words with. Have some fun with it. Which was like, because the tree is shaped a bit like a bottle tree. But something, tree market, bottle tree market, something like that. Market tree. The tree and the market, I feel like, sort of need to be kind of core to the naming, I reckon. Vox, why Nednam? I'm missing something there. Because you did a cheeky emoji and I don't know what that means. Yeah, tall tree market. Just go descriptive. Kind of like the number of little creeks that there are in Australia. Oh, need a name. Right, gotcha. Yep. Oh, it's slow on the uptake there. Stone. Yggdra splits. I don't need my torch out. I'm trying to think. There's definitely something that could be done with it. What could we do with it? Name-wise. Something will come up. We've got... Like, it took a while before we named the one in Valheim as well. Like, that wasn't quick. Now, what we could do with the warehouse is it could eventually kind of get incorporated, because it's only height differenced. Like, the actual edge of the block is pretty much aligned.
It's perfectly aligned. I built it off the stair grid.
Yet it's slightly higher.
Yeah, that's possible. I might have offset it one notch higher because the ground was poking through somewhere.
Yeah. So we should be able to incorporate it into the town hall rather than removing it anyway.
Yeah. As long as I don't need to move the chests, the walls and ceiling, they can go.
Yep. That's what I figured.
I'll just move ignoble out of the way.
I'm just trying to get a feel for how wide it kind of should be to make sense. I'll definitely use some fancier materials. Okay, how's that? Yeah, I think that's wide enough. Then I'll just get a I'll start building the top, because I'm gonna go full Hollywood facade, like I was saying. I think it makes sense to try and get a bit of an idea. So I feel like no matter what I do with the front, I can make it work with the other parts of it, but making the other parts work once I've first, before making the front, means I'm probably going to make a mess of it. Huh. That's interesting. Huh. So these double height doors actually give you more snap points too. So you could use that kind of lattice bit as a fence, I guess. So you go slightly higher than a one block roof. Merchant tree. I feel like that should be the name of the tree. It is the merchant tree. Yeah, that... Unlike Valheim, where you kind of just go and add Heim or Nord or something else to it, and it kind of instantly evokes that feeling. Conan doesn't have as many easy puns. As many lazy puns would be another way to say that. Let's go have a look how tall that is from down the bottom. The bizarre tree. Bizarre. Could be the merchant tree bazaar. Okay, yeah, that's going to be tall enough to get the idea. Because you imagine there'll be roof on top of that as well. Alabaobab? Is that a baobab tree? I think it is. Alright. As you can tell, unlike my palace in Valheim, I am trying to go with something that is likely to get completed, not something that is so insanely detailed that I was completely nuts for even attempting it. Because I really...
Yeah.
I overreached.
Remember how far you actually got with the Valheim Palace.
Yeah. I way overreached with what I was trying to do there. Especially since I was doing it alongside the bridge. And the bridge only got completed because Dragnon did it.
I just remember entire streams where you're building like one archway.
And I had to do so much of that off stream as well to get anywhere near decent progress.
Of course, the Valheim building system really wants you to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But especially with the mods breaking, otherwise you have very little of that flexibility.
So we pushed it even further with those. I think what I'll do here... Actually, maybe that. Let's try this out. See if that looks okay from down at the bottom. Oops, wrong one. It certainly gives that imposing vibe when you walk up the top. Imposing but open was what I was kind of... was my goal. Might need to go taller on the ground floor. Up to 3 high. What do you guys think? Think maybe 3 high. Go up another level. Stick Jock. I think Shady Sands make it sound like something built in the 1980s in like, well, anywhere that's vaguely warm and has turned into an all-inclusive resort. Yeah, I think 3 high. Let's go taller. I'm not going to make a palace. This is going to be the only thing that I'm aiming to build. I don't want to have a palace beyond this. I like the idea of this being something more like, yeah, not so palacey. I do have an idea though. I want to try. How wide does that go out? Is that far enough? Maybe. We bring it around and have it wrap around so it's a little courtyard. Huh. Why is that not letting me snap on that? Is that beyond support? Is that why it won't snap? Maybe? Is that how that works?
Right. I'm not sure if the pillars actually provide extra support.
Yeah, I get the impression they don't.
Might
when
only
used
if
this way.
they're actually placed
Yeah.
in the center of the ceiling.
So the advantage of this is that then the building is obviously more imposing from the ground, but also when you walk up here, you're immediately in this courtyard. Shady Sands, Shady Springs, Tree Shade Market. I mean, I'm not against something like Spring Tree Market. If we do put a couple, because we did have a bunch of water sources down there originally. Oh yeah, 100% Hollywood facade here. Let's go. Now, obviously, this will have to extend out further if I'm going to do this, but I was thinking that, and then I could go across probably 3 blocks out, or maybe 5 this way. Then we can move some of these into the rooms on the side here, Nev, in this wing. So some of these could be internal.
I didn't really know what to do with this outside-looking carpenter bench, so I just left it here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Now, does that want to be taller still? Still got that question in mind. I feel like 3 ends up getting really too tall, doesn't it? Like I think the stone pillars, even if I use reinforced stone or one of the other ones, I think they'll end up looking too narrow for that height. I'd have to put in the wooden pillars to make it look even okay, and I think then we get too much repetition. So yeah, we'll stick with 2.
On the other hand, with these side panels in place, does look like the main entrance needs a bit of a boost.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like part of the visual boost is from having fewer columns, but I was hoping that when we build the roof shaping on top in the middle, that would provide it. Oh yeah, stone brick does is a bit thicker.
Well, it definitely looks more solid.
I think that's what the columns will need to be made out of.
What does the next tier look like?
Because reinforced stone's is blocky again. Oh no, is reinforced stone the same?
Oh yeah, reinforced stone looks the same, but darker.
Yeah. And then black ice is grey and also similar.
Black ice is similar, but looks a bit more... How to describe it? I guess it looks more... well, better made. Like it has much smaller gaps and
Yeah.
better shaped stones. There are, of course, the DLC stuff that doesn't fit at all unless you build most of it out of it.
Yeah. It's just having a look at some of the wooden pillars as well. Because I think internally some of them will make sense. But yeah, I think any of the bigger stone pillars will work. Trying to think of how I could raise the center. Oh, I think I have an idea. What about that, Nev? I think this could work. And obviously chat.
I mean, just by removing the side connections.
Yeah. Oh, what's that one?
That's called Arena.
Okay. No, that's one of the DLCs, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think the arena set is. I don't seem to have an arena set, but I may not have unlocked it. Yeah, I figured part of the reason that it was feeling small was that it wasn't coming out on its own. Yep, Exarch is confirming. I did remember that arena was one of the DLCs. Because I did look through them when they were all on sale, and I was still like, I've gone this far without them. I kind of like that me not having the DLC kind of takes the pressure off other people feeling like they need them. Or I would imagine it does a bit.
The balcony kind of looks too narrow now.
The middle balcony.
Yeah.
Well, I was imagining the middle balcony as more of a place, almost like a pulpit or lectern. It's where someone would speak from.
Yeah, I get that, but it looks like it's like stuck on there instead of like
Yeah.
being properly integrated.
I wonder if this helps then. I wonder if this is enough. Having just the clearance at the doorway, if that draws enough of the eye away.
Or you just took out the pillars in the middle?
No, I just added extra pillars actually. Let me get rid of those. And does that bring back some of the grand entryway feel? Or, I have another idea. Haven't used any triangles yet. Let's just get a few walls on this side just so we get the full feel. No placement is considered final. The doors can definitely be, like, where if I put down any doors, Nevin, you're like, that's not where I need that. All the, functional doors can move around.
Oh, all kinds of rooms behind them.
Yeah. If we go to, not Pythagorean, I want regular triangle pieces. Where are they? Sandstone wedge.
Yeah, I like that with the whole extra balcony.
Yeah, it's kind of, we needed something extra to draw the eye to those big doorways.
Might even take one layer of depth away from the section. Although maybe that's fine as it is.
One layer of what away from it?
In the middle of the balcony is now 3 deep. More or less.
Oh, you think make it all so that this brings it out to 2. Yeah. Let's give that a go. That's a good shout to give that a go.
Oh, sandstorm incoming.
snap. Okay, then. How does that look? Oh, that's how that works. Gotcha. That's not useful here then. Thought I'd try it a bit wider so that it wasn't just the door width.
Yeah, that seems perfect because you put in the windows up here. Now it's just the width of the windows as well.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to do is... this. I want to try it. If I can get this to snap where I need it to. Seems unlikely. Chat? Anyone got a thought of how to get this to snap where I want it to so that I can place a pillar supporting that corner? So I think I have a support... Oh no, the support's there.
Well, you want it in the front triangle corner, right?
Yeah, oh, I think I know what I need to do. If I go and place sandstone, get that. Then I place the lattice. It should let me do it, I think. Yep. There we go. Let me go back to sandstone.
The foundation has different snap points in the lattice itself. Oh, I see.
Then I should be able to remove both of those. And put that back. Oh, can you build pillars? Can you build pillars? Oh, you can build pillars down, so I could just do this. I think that's right. Is that?
I don't think you can snap them below foundation. Below ceiling. Oh, you can.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I put our fancy fake lock point thing in. That's how I got that point. Yeah. I think this gives the grand entrance vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Yes, guys. See big room. See such big room. We have mountains in it. Tadisa, what do you mean you suddenly know how wasted feels? Are you dealing with horrible lag?
You don't know what horrible lag is unless you've played Space Engineers versus latency.
It's true. I have done it. You could continue the pillars up with half-height pillars from the tavern set. I think depending on what the fences look like, yeah, I might like having a wooden pillar that sticks up like that could be a nice extra decorative element to give some extra depth. But I'll leave those fine details until I decide which set most of this stuff's going to be built out of. The good part about this being on the dedicated server is that any latency you're experiencing should not have anything to do with me streaming in 1440p. Because we did try that once. A while back, although I wasn't streaming in 1440. And Space Engineers does not cope with streaming while hosting. At least not for a large number of players.
650 sounds extreme.
Yeah,
Like
that sounds like...
internet cable down again somewhere.
Yeah. There are a lot of anchors hitting cables lately.
What about the worst ping you get is like from Europe to Australia? That's 350 or so. Anything
Yeah.
higher, probably some actual issue somewhere.
So now I'm thinking 4 blocks wide, plus the little bit of balcony for these side wings.
What was the plan for the upper part of that? Just an upper terrace we can use for stuff, or another room?
I was thinking room. I was thinking room, right to the end. Would a terrace be useful? Could do terrace if we cut it back to where the balcony runs.
Did you cut these out, or did they just fall off? I think we cut them all.
I think I cut them off. I'm not sure if I lost some bits. I may have lost some bits. Actually, that could be quite cool if we, Do I wrap around the balcony? Do I end it there? I think I end it there. And we have wall coming here, but we're going to need to move these benches to do this properly, but we can get the idea. Do any of the sets have bigger windows? Any of the sets that I have access to? So I feel like big windows might be important. What to say?
The windows do change in the different sets, because these sandstone, the normal sandstone windows with this tiny hole are very pointless.
And the reinforced brick isn't much better.
Yeah, you can see the reinforced windows here. They're not that big.
Oh, that's stone brick, sorry.
Yes.
Reinforced is the same. Black ice is still pretty similar. Basonian. Basonian looks very jail celly. Although it does have open ones, so that could work. I'm gonna have to use doors and fences to make big windows.
Guess these people weren't big on windows.
No, it kind of makes sense. A lot of that era wouldn't have been.
Especially because they probably didn't have glass, right?
Yeah. Tavern set. Yeah, I think the tavern set might be how I do some of the windows. Yeah, I think door and fence is going to be a lot of it. We'll get to that. It's fine. Just want to think about some of this stuff as I go. Yeah, let's have a look at this from the ground again. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to go up there.
The tavern set has windows, but it's a wooden part.
Yeah, it'll be interesting trying to pair that. So what I was thinking was...
Although there is this double part with this, like... I'm gonna place it somewhere. It is like stone from the outside and wood from the inside.
Oh yeah, that could certainly work with some of them. That could definitely work. Like, you imagine that with the black ice pillars on it, or any of the pillars at the edges of the block. You could certainly incorporate that into a different bricks and different rock style design. And it'd work, I think. Alright, so what I was thinking of doing was, since you suggested a terrace, I kind of like the idea of having a little bit of a terrace out there. Maybe... Yeah, maybe we go to here.
We could maybe put our religious shrines onto the terrace or something, if it's big enough.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we haven't actually touched that at all.
Yeah, true.
Although this terrace is big enough for that.
What's that?
This terrace isn't big enough for a shrine.
Oh. How big is the shrine?
Let's see. Well,
Because we could extend. We could extend.
It's slightly wider than this terrace, so you need 4 blocks to just place it, and then maybe another block to have a bit of walking room.
So what if we go out this far?
Yeah, that should fit.
Because then if we go out this far and we extend the building below down to this, and this is the terrace. What options do I have for half-height walls other than fences, or is it literally just fences?
It's pretty much this.
Yeah, because the fence doesn't quite fill that. So I might see.
Some special sets have other options, but not many.
Alright, so we might stick with these then. Because they give a nice filling in.
Unfortunately, these kind of pieces are a bit lacking in Conan.
Yeah. Let's go have a look at this down at the bottom. Get a bit of an idea. Keep getting that view. But yeah, I think we can absolutely extend this out 2 more blocks on the lower floor and keep the balcony going that far, because it'll create even more of the courtyard.
It's the same width we have the foundations at anyway. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Half-height walls are included in the Arena Pier mod, which does a lot more than adding arena piers. Oh yeah, Nev, if you come down, now that we've extended out the sides, brought them forward, you definitely get the feel. I think this works well.
Yeah, definitely starts looking more imposing from down here.
And I think that's, like, once we do the wings and then we have an area behind, I think that's all it needs to be. Then we can have other buildings for other stuff off to the side, but that's all that this building can be. We can have like an extra, instead of a separate building off to the right, we could add an extension and an additional wing there rather than that. But I think overall, going with going anywhere beyond that feels excessive. We need some more stone. We're out. So who should we grab as a to carry stone with?
I can carry stone.
Oh yeah, you've got infinite carry, don't you?
Can't take a horse, but I can carry as much as I want.
So I should bring a horse. Or should I not?
To.
Keep
If
forgetting.
you're just collecting stone, you don't.
There's not much point, is there? Where's Ignoble at?
He's standing next to the horses. Here, this one.
Oh,
I
there.
guess, yeah.
Oh, he's still got stuff on him. Perfected heavy padding. Man, that is heavy. Yeah, I'm not touching the bearer Thrall. Nev's got it doing things. I'm not touching it.
Well, it's not like he's set up to do anything. He just has to stand next to the
Oh,
chest
does he?
to do his job. So you
Oh, okay.
can use him if you want to.
I wasn't sure. Alright, where do we need to go?
It's just stone. It's everywhere.
Yeah, but is there anywhere that's actually quick from here? I guess going down the cliffside here was good
You
initially.
can just start behind the just behind our base and then along the river.
Alright. Smacky smacky.
Oh, did you get a black ice pick, a hardened steel pick yet?
I just have a plain steel pick.
Yeah, we should get you a hardened steel one that builds more.
Seems like an idea. I mean, we've only used up about, I reckon, 8,000 so far. So we should be able to collect that relatively quickly. And then it'll all end up back in the chests, because I'll replace most of the build pieces with other stuff.
Yeah, well, that happens.
But it's better than having to go out and collect a whole ton of black ice when we then end up using a different build set anyway. That was also my reasoning behind using stone. I'm like, it's so likely I will change design as someone enjoys the horn. I'll change designs many times over. Doo-doo-doo.
Make a hardened steel pick.
Oh, you're making me one. Cool. Thank you. I think I appreciate the offer of the elephant.
Honestly, the big animals get more in the way.
But I think
You know how big an elephant is, and it's always in the wrong spot.
I think we'll stop collecting before an elephant became necessary as well. So I'll just go back to building stuff. My rock nose. Alright. Any more down here? Oh yeah, there's heaps more. What? It is nice that the thralls teleport, so you don't have to deal with escorting. We were talking about this after the stream last week, weren't we, Nev? The whole thrall teleporting versus thralls being more realistic. Because last week we talked about the whole idea of, you know, thralls traversing the map on their own, doing certain tasks.
Might have been the week before, but
Week
yeah,
before?
we talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. I think, as someone who's played a number of those old school escort missions, you definitely don't want to have your thralls traversing properly. Unless they're extremely good at it. Which they won't be. Because pathfinding is hard. To program thralls like you do in Space Engineers. Oof. See, the problem with that is then they become useless, so
I dropped a pick for you.
Oh. There you go.
Should yield a bit more.
Okay. Cool. I think I'm almost full anyway.
You want to drop your stone? I can.
Nick Noble's carrying it all.
Look from him.
Stand still, buddy. There you go.
And I will quickly go back and see what Eisen needs help with.
Alrighty. Ownership issues, eh? That old chestnut.
Probably touched the road.
Yeah.
You can build freely, you just can't delete stuff anymore.
Yeah, there's always going to be some sort of problem with the way we try and play these games. It's not as intended. It is definitely stretching the possibilities. Teleporting mounts used to be great fun. You'd be climbing up to a ledge and your horse would port up there in front of you, blocking you so you fall and die.
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen that happen with teleporting mounts. Especially... That's why I try to not take a horse when you're climbing up somewhere or something. But sometimes you have no choice.
What's the frame rate now in town? That's mostly okay. It's not perfect.
It's like in the 30s for me, which is pretty
Yeah.
low.
Yeah. But I think as long as it's above 30, it's okay. When you know you're doing things that are beyond what the performance was designed to handle.
So just this pillar has to go, or... We'll have to wait 5 minutes for an answer.
I mean, we could get rid of the, you could get rid of the whole road and just let them build and then they can replace the road themselves at the end. To prevent it becoming an issue again. Yes, better than Valheim before I got my CPU upgrade is certainly, I think, our baseline. So I think before I upgraded my PC during Valheim, I was getting 8 frames a second or something ridiculous like that. And I was definitely not alone with that experience. And then afterwards, I think I was getting somewhere in the mid-30s.
Yeah, Valheim was definitely at its breaking point in the city.
Yeah. It was very cool what we managed to pull off, though. What other games have you guys played where you think a village like this or a town could be built? I mean, I think the game that handles it the best is probably the worst for it, and that's Minecraft.
The more you build, the more CPU you need. Basically, not really graphics, usually.
Yeah, your feeling was that this is CPU bound, isn't it? With your 1060 around 1 to 3 in the bakery, not good for fighting. Yeah. Yep. Alright, time to head home. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other co-op games where we could build stuff that's cool. Because you need it. The game needs to, I think, to work to create a real village feel. It needs to have consistent enough build sets and aesthetics that it's worth, that it works, that the builds all work together. And that's where Minecraft definitely fails, or at least vanilla-ish Minecraft.
Everyone building out of different blocks.
Yeah. and everyone having a different style that they're going for that doesn't... It all ends up very clashy.
And too much freedom is not too good.
Yeah, Eco, I think, has a consistent enough aesthetic for the most part. Oh, the fool. I have my initial experience with Nightingale was such that I'm not sure I have any input on that one. Actual buildings in Eco are all very samey. What are they? Yeah, yeah. Actually, has anyone... 7 Days to Die probably could handle it well, couldn't it? Huh. It does have a consistent aesthetic. Ish. It does have quite capable building. You've got towns and cities in it that clearly run okay.
Yeah, they
With
are
lots
all
of
block
build.
based, right? They're not
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
I've never actually built a house from scratch in 7 Days to Die. We've always just taken one
Really?
over and pimped it out.
Huh. I mean, I've mostly done that, but I've also I've done both approaches. Yeah. I'd never thought about doing a town build, like a genuine town build as a community in 7 days.
Just get rid of zombies and just build.
Yeah, you'd need to have very large zombie no spawn, like, which you can do really easily. Like, it's very easy to set the spawn clearance area for the bedrolls to large enough that it just suppresses them, and then you just don't have horde nights. I think what I'd mostly done when I'd thought about 7 Days to Die in the past was think of it more in the context of how to do the horde nights, but if you just don't, it might still work. Huh.
Which means you can also build more for aesthetic than
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah. I do keep forgetting about middle mouse block pick. I do. It is a thing. I still have trouble remembering to use Control G in Space Engineers when I've got Nev's mod active. Ignoble, come over here.
It's definitely something you need to get used to using, but once you do, it's really useful. I keep forgetting it in Conan as well, because I don't know why, really. Just not used enough in games like this, I guess.
I guess you also in Conan don't end up using that many block types, that it doesn't feel as bad to press F and change.
Yeah, it's possible. I really got into the block picker in Empyrean because it has a million block shapes.
Oops. Do I have to re-enable my ability to remove stuff that I accidentally add to people's houses?
Well, I can remove this.
The wall that's blocking that stair. The cities run a lot of optimizations. Generated POIs are displayed like LOD, and actual voxel changes displayed only when you close in. If you were to build your own city, there would be no such LOD. True.
It's possible that the map comes pre-generated and it only saves the differences, which would be smart, of course. So if you build a lot, all that optimization goes away.
Yeah. I think that's likely. Annoyingly, there's... I guess the only way to really test that would be just to run a creative server and let people build some crazy stuff and see how it performs. Because that would probably be the quickest way to test. Oh yeah, 7 Days to Die doesn't actually need to have a peaceful mod, it just is peaceful. If you set the server settings to be. Like I've modded 7 Days to Die enough that I'm confident I could set any of that up if I chose to. It's just whether I want to, because I haven't wanted to play 7 Days to Die for a very long time.
And if we are talking communal builds, there is of course Empyrean, as mentioned just a second ago. Who knows how that will perform?
Yeah.
And it's of course a space setting, so probably more like a space station or whatever, but...
Yeah, Empyreon's certainly an option. We've talked about previously whether we'd do Empyreon as a server.
Could certainly also work in some PvE context.
Yeah.
To add some action to it.
One of the things that always held me off, that's held me off more recently about Empyrean is that my last series got so heavily copyright pinged by the game sounds.
Oh yeah, that's really annoying.
Which is a big issue that I do not know how to handle. Because...
Otherwise, Empyrean is a good mix of building stuff well, and also, especially with Reforged Eden, yeah. With Reforged Eden, you have a good PvE stuff you can play.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
could have
reminded of...
even an edited series, a co-op series or something. You actually go through the content instead of just mucking around. That would probably be a lot of fun. But the copyright stuff is really bad.
Yeah,
Such a shame.
every time it rains. I was reminded of that because I got yet another copyright ping on Archean.
Oh,
The old
Archean does it
Archean
too?
VODs. The water sounds.
You also can't even talk to anyone, do something about that. You would think the game devs somewhat care.
Oh, that's not even. Yeah. I think I did bring it up with Bacholi at some point, but didn't really get a satisfactory response. Or anything that I could do anything with. I think this is going to be too tall. Having this sort of slope.
Tardisa Life is Fuel is sort of interesting, but isn't that dead for years?
They've re-released as something slightly different recently.
It's definitely a game a community like ours could fill an entire map with.
Yeah. I'm always, every time it comes up, I'm reminded, and I don't know what happened, but I know that the Armco server community had some falling outs over Life is Feudal. And I don't know why it happened, I don't know what happened, I don't know any of the details, but I just know that much. And so I'm like, what is wrong with that game that happened? I don't think it'd happen to us because I think we play differently to the way their servers tend to be set up because theirs are more open. Whereas ours is more of a... I try and make it more of a guided experience where we're sort of working together to achieve the same things. Oh, and if we could have a set of stairs on the back side here as well to head down an external set. Perhaps.
Yeah, that would probably be good.
Slanted roofs. Are they odd for the climate? Are they? Because if you have a flat roof, you have to sweep off the sand.
If you haven't been to the city, right? No, we have. If you look at the city in the desert, it does have flat roofs everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I also have some hope for Light No Fire. It's a shame they haven't really talked about it since the initial teaser.
I'll restrain myself. I could have a flat-ish roof. Like, just have some slopes on this. Cut off the top bit. Yeah, I could do that. That might work.
You could possibly build a town in Enshrouded, but I'm not sure how well the servers would cope.
Yeah, Enshrouded would work. As well, yeah.
I mean, technically, you could even build a town in Icarus, but the server limit means it has to be very controlled.
Yeah. Yeah, Icarus that doesn't really provide the experience we're after, I don't think. I think Icarus were just kind of, yeah, pushes it in the wrong direction. Icarus would be cool because Icarus has some really nice looking builds. I think one of the things I should probably do, and Nev, if you're interested in joining it, I think the two of us together with people joining in would be potentially trying some of these games when we're reaching the point where the Conan server is you just play as much as you want each week, and I'll check in periodically and see the progress that people have made, sort of thing. I think we could try some of these and have them just open to the supporters during the stream and have people just join in and work together, because then we could try Icarus and see how it goes with having 8 people around doing random stuff. Try these different games and see how they go. I think...
Is 8 people the limit for Icarus session size? I don't actually remember.
Used to be. I don't know if it's different for the dedicated. I haven't tried out Soul Mask yet, TFE. I do want to, though. It's been on my list ever since the beginning. Have you tried it?
I tried Soul Mask in the early pre-beta playtest or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Like a year ago or whatever.
Yeah.
It has some interesting stuff and the building is okay. It did have some weird issues back then, but I'm hoping they fixed it. So yeah, it's also on my wish list, I think. I don't think I bought it yet.
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to get a key. Maybe I'll get a free key for it when it has a big update or something. Because yeah, it came out and I did I did ask Shadow if she wanted to play it, and she was like, eh. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So I ended up not finding a path to play it, because I wanted to play it with someone, and I think Aska kind of proved that I was right to want to play with someone and play it co-op. So I never actually got around to trying it. Oh, you're gonna try Soul Mask on the weekend, are you, TV? Good idea. What was that? What is that bell ringing?
I guess there's more stuff you can make noises with next to the horn.
Oh, okay. Can we? That's really loud.
Yeah, it was, considering I wasn't even close to it, I guess.
Those are not, that's not cool.
Here. Oh, the big rhinos in the way again.
That bell was a pet opening. I had no idea you would hear it from the other side of the map. Blame the mod or Capac. Oh, it's definitely Capac's fault. Which reminds me, I still need to set up...
It's a typical modding problem. We're getting attenuation on the sound.
Well, I mean, it's a vanilla problem in Space Engineers too. Dunk, 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 as someone's painting 2,000 kilometers away from you. Thanks for the extra stone as well. Forgot to mention that before. Beef for dinner? No! No, Bepenja! No! No! No. We don't say that stuff around here. No. No, 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 no. I don't think I even need to repeat what was written there for people to know exactly what I'm talking about.
The message actually get removed.
It shouldn't. I think it gets... I don't think I've got it auto-modded anywhere, even as a joke. Although I might have...
I thought I read it, but now I can't see it anymore.
It's 3 comments up.
Oh, yeah, I'm just blind.
I was like... Because I have auto-modded joke comments like that before, just because I thought it was funny. Like, you can't... There are certain auto-modded that get changed on the Discord, because why not? Everyone knows it's for a joke. I was about to say, hey, Capac, but he's he quickly changed to the other room. Let's drop these. This has come together pretty much how I had pictured it in my head so far. Which I'm quite pleased about. I think there's... I wish that whole call to action nonsense would... I wish people would realize just how detrimental it is to them. Instead of obsessing over it as something that they must do because all these YouTube channels that said, this is how you grow, told me to do this thing. And if they told me it, it must be true. There was a whole period of time where a bunch of channels appeared claiming to tell people how to do YouTube. What do I need for this? Just straight up wood. Okay. Oops. Oh, going through so much stone. Yeah, Jax, it's one of those things that has persisted in the YouTube zeitgeist for, or Nev can probably pronounce that correctly, for a long time. Well, now that it's a word that's been stolen by English, I guess it gets its own English pronunciation.
Zeitgeist?
Yeah, that. Zeitgeist. I love how long it took you to pass what I tried to say.
I was actually just looking through a list of armor stuff here and didn't pay full attention.
Yeah. Imagine building this in tier 3 materials. It might get built in that, and if it does, I might recruit everybody's help. Ah, poop. And now we see why Nev built at the slightly elevated position for the storage building. We're going to need to do that for part of this.
Okay. Oh yeah, I noticed that earlier.
How
Running
did
into
you
the
build at
ground
the
here.
slightly elevated height while still snapped?
There's
What's the trick?
a particular trick. You take a fence foundation, you snap it there, and then you take the foundation and you can snap it to the fence foundation. And then it's that height.
Okay, cool.
That's the only level of height you get automatically like that.
That's fine. It'll work. You can walk straight up that height, so I'm fine with it. I will have to figure out what I'm going to do with the internals to make this make sense, but...
Yeah, idly there's like a wall here.
yeah. It's fortunately far enough back from the entryway that I think it'll be fine. I guess we should go back right to the edge. Yeah, a flat roof is definitely going to make more sense here. Because otherwise a pitched roof will get very, very, very tall. But I'm going to use a partial pitch. I'm going to have a bit of a pitch around some of it, and then the rest of it will be flat. Just to give some interest, so it's not just terraced straight up. Actually, I'm going to stick with the same doorways for now. And hope that there are similar doorways in the other blocks. Gonna need windows to all these walls, but I thought I'd place them later. My hope for today was just kind of to get the outline down. Because then it can be all about filling it in. Nope. I want you to snap to below. Okay, can I snap off the side of there? No. No. If I do that, can I then snap to that? Oh. Oh. Oh, is there any solution to that? Can you snap walls to floors? And doors? So that snapped there. Will it snap here? Yes. Okay, so we can get a door to snap there at least. Oh. Will the fence foundation allow me to go down there with the wall piece? Because it's still trying to go higher. You cannot go through that door, no. So obviously this would need to have this as well. Just to make it clear. It's a window, not a door. But I can also do this. Once it's placed, I can get rid of it. I'm just trying to think.
Because you're not trying to get the height difference into the wall, yeah, makes sense. Can't even walk under this.
Did get the second wall to place though. Is that something?
Oh. Yeah, you probably don't have the full foundation support, right?
No.
Fully snapped against it.
Does that change anything? Yes, it does. Now, if I remove that, does that remove that? Yep. Okay, so we're going to have some... This is going to have to be some sort of cellar that we just block in and don't talk about.
One edge of the building.
Yeah. It does seem like I can get away with this, to some extent. As long as we don't try and walk underneath it. Oops. Nope. So if I get rid of this foundation because it's not actually doing anything, and we're going to have this all closed in anyway, might actually make placing the rest of it easier. There we go. We pretend like it doesn't exist. Could even have a door with a do not open sign. So these are the big bland walls are going to need to have stuff added to them later. But I kind of want to close it in for the moment. Just to get a bit of a feel for the scale and see if it is enough space to do some interesting stuff inside, or if it's too much space, or whatever. Because I can easily see it going either way. I think this is going to be a big enough internal space. Don't fall in there. Yeah, we probably should put a door in there. There we go.
Not a door, just an escape hatch.
Yeah. Yeah. This has come together fairly quickly. No, I left you shortcut across the plateau in. I saw what you guys were doing. It's a bit more awkward, but it's still there. Integrate the weird boxes, split level stairway. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to do the stairs yet. But I'll place this out to start giving me a bit of an idea of how this might feel. I might go... Whoops. These. Thank you for putting the light sources in the courtyard there, Nev.
Yeah, I figured that was pretty useful for a building.
Yeah.
I have some more of those dark corners you need it up.
I think they also look the part for the courtyard too.
Yeah,
Although
probably
maybe
move
wall
them a
ones
bit.
off the posts. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like once all the other stuff in, or whether we go with more braziers. A pair of braziers, and then maybe these lights mounted up on the fences up here instead. Man, it is cool looking down at the market and seeing all of the stuff that people have built and seeing. Just remembering what it looked like when I first laid out the roadways. And just how quickly it filled in.
Especially at night, it looks a lot cooler now.
Mm.
All the fires and lanterns.
Yeah.
A good observation, Terrace.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that as I was building this. I'm like, when you said the terrace, I was like, actually, this is quite cool because you can see so far from here, and you can pretty much see the whole town. At least the roofs of everyone's build. Yeah, I can see the flat roof design on the build over near the stock market. It works at that scale. I just couldn't think of a way to make it work at this scale. But I sort of have an idea of how we can do it. And
look good. You probably need smaller individual roofs.
yeah,
So not one big flat one, but every section of the building has like its different height and different ceiling.
Which may well sort of happen, as in these bits that I've brought forward and put the pitched sections on. They could be flat at that height, or maybe a half block higher, and then the next section could be a half block higher again, and then in the center we could go a full block higher than that, which could work as well. Projecting balcony out over the edge, set up for having dinner. Yeah. Very cool. I love this stuff. I genuinely love it. The seeing people's detailed builds and seeing the work that goes into it. And breaking games this way. It's a fun way to break games. I think these stairs will need to move back to there to work properly. Wow. That's right, I was out of stone. Could do stone sloping inwards and then diagonal wood supports sloping outwards. Change material in an X shape. I think I can picture what you're talking about. I have to see where things end up here. So I feel like I've got to build up a lot of this building before I can really start seeing how the roof is going to potentially come together. It's just a lot to do. Think I lined that up correctly, or did I get it one block off? Oh, yeah, that works. That gives us nice big windows, at least in this block type. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that I was facing nearly like this was facing pretty well east. So we get the sun coming into the courtyard in the morning. That is something I should really put more thought into more often when starting a big build. Where does the sun start? Because that building that Kabak and I did in Icarus, where we basically were in shade 90% of the day. It's just always so disappointingly dark. You probably want to carry that line of fences on the inside. Perhaps. Sunrise is in the south in the Exile Lands? Oh, weird. Hello, UFO? Oh.
What is the present?
A green and a red dragon. Trophy. I presume suggesting to put somewhere here. How big are these? Big. They were too big for the tavern. Yeah. Yeah, you need a big build to make those fit. Or just lean into it, like the other tavern that just has all the big heads. Green goes on the starboard side of your town hall. Well, I have actually done that, so I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but that is correct to what I've done. Yeah, Zeke, exactly like yours. Alright, let's have a look at this from the bottom. I'm debating whether that's the spot to put them, or I feel like maybe on those walls. Once I put windows in those walls, I might be able to put them down on the lower section. Or they'll go up in the toward the middle, but that suits for now. I definitely need to have some windows on these walls, or at least some decoration, because they're not gonna... That's very bland and...
Very
boring.
flat, yeah.
I'll do a quick window on there, just to give something. Alright. See how that looks without the extra ones on the side. And yeah, corner pillars will add depth to the walls. I don't want to do too much with the pillars just yet. That feels like a detail to do later. I think that works. Break up the walls quickly and easily for now. And more storm. Yeah, that looks much better with that broken up a bit. I may do either Pythagorean or even just the regular triangles to bring out the foundations around the sides. So there's a path to walk around in front. Could then build little gardens hanging over the sides and terrace them down a little bit. Dom, we don't need to do the stair trick for the pillars. That's why I'm happy to do them later because we can use the these things, sockets and stability support. These give you a whole bunch of places you can put them. You can just snap that down, and then your pillars can go on any of those intersecting bits of that grid, which makes it quite easy. But I can absolutely see why in vanilla you need to do them first. It just doesn't work otherwise. Play around with that later. Nev, feel free to add, change, adapt, mess around with this design that I've done here.
Which part? All of it?
100% of the internals. All of it, yeah. This shouldn't just be like I'm very keen to get better at sharing my builds. So yeah, go nuts. It was just /fly to fly, right?
Yep.
That's not how I type fly. Just thought I'd give a bit of a bird's eye view of the build. I think scale-wise it feels about right. And obviously with the extra wing for storage, and then can have extra bits coming off that side for other stuff. And we talked about potentially putting a map room out on the end of the plateau out there, which I think would probably work given the scale of the map rooms, from what I understand.
Yeah, just like 10 foundations diameter or something. It's pretty huge.
And the other thing I was thinking about was whether people thought I should remove a lot of the roadways now that we've actually got established streets. Like remove the bricks, whether it'd look better with them gone. Obviously leaving the ones in the market, but the rest of the area. Map room is 8x8, yeah. So that looks like it'd fit over there.
The map room sort of fits into the courtyard. Barely.
Yeah.
I don't have the stuff to build it, otherwise I would place it to see, but yeah.
But you can see my stream, yeah, Nev, so I imagine over here could easily fit it in a building.
Yeah, there's a lot of space on that side. That's where I thought we could put it as well.
Vesek, you dismount a horse by pressing C. Yeah. Let's come together. I'm really happy with this. Let's start. Definitely have to figure out the roof. I think I might have to figure that out next time. It's kind of getting a bit late. Oh, someone else turning up with presents? Ah. An iron torch. Thank you. That's gonna last a lot longer. Got sick of seeing me with a regular torch. But yeah, I'm gonna keep. I think we'll just plan to do these future streams on YouTube here on Flipsy. As mentioned at the start, the awkwardness with Twitch and getting sponsored streams on Twitch, the sponsored streams on Twitch are based around my average concurrent viewership. So any streams I do that are more for just us to hang out and chill. I need to find a better way to do those than to do those on Twitch, because otherwise it hurts me in the long run, which is annoying. But it is a thing. And just one of those realities that I just have to accept and find other ways to still have the fun, because I'm still having fun building in this, but without shooting myself in the foot, as I would be doing otherwise. So that's the reasoning. Just is what it is. I will be back on Friday with some more Stationeers. I'll be back tomorrow over on YouTube with some more Survival Impossible. And we'll also have been recording AA. It'll be returning soon. Got a bit more to record before I can put the first episode together because of the whole we were separated at the end of the last thing. So I've got to... We have to do some fun stuff to resolve that, which is, I think, going to be entertaining for people to find out. How we have resolved that, or will resolve that eventually. So yeah, there's all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see your fancy town builds then. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, everyone.
I think I have to wait a little moment before I hit end broadcast, because just like the delay at the start, if I can cut myself off at the end. Just YouTube.
That was always super weird when you were streaming on YouTube, because for some reason you also don't seem to use the wait screen on YouTube.
I didn't?
So it always felt like it was dropping straight into gameplay because like the first sentence was missing.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.